what is our racket journey, Skinny? So you play with a Pure Drive?
Yeah, so
give us start to finish.
Yeah.
Give us start to finish.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I was always Wilson. I remember T-Hammer was the last one before I went to the Pure Drive. Then obviously I chucked tennis for 7-8 years, what it was, can't remember now. And when I came back, I used my old Pure Drive, and then just because I was enjoying hitting with them, and someone at the club when I was at London was like, they're like sold, mate. So I was like, right, I'll buy the new Pure Drives, and I've just kind of stuck with them because why not? But I would love to go and change my racket. Really would.
Me too.
Just something to a bit more control, so a bit more like. I think a smaller racket head.
Just a shout for you boys. I think you boys should. Obviously, I'm not there, so I can't do it. I think you boys should take a day and go to West End and film yourselves doing 4 or 5 different rackets and give them a rating.
That's a good idea.
I agree with that. That'd be good fun.
Yeah, good shout actually.
That was a good shout.
And let me know when
Let's
you
hear
go next
yours.
one.
I'm excited for this one.
On my journey, I think I started with
Just rackets, not as a person, man. Fucking
Not
hell.
like we don't need to hear about New Zealand.
I don't have the next experience.
I was literally just about to say I went to New Zealand. How long ago was that? 7 years ago.
Stop.
Just nearly 7 years ago to the day I went to New Zealand. Actually, thanks for bringing that up, Gary. Actually, you
just
know
for a
why?
week, wasn't it?
You know
It was
what
just for a
happened?
week, yeah.
I got, when your phone messages you your photos app and says like, here's a memory. It messages me just before we start recording. I'm out of memory. Right, my racket journey. I think I started with Head Radical.
Wow.
I thought radical. I was a bit radical, so I thought, my game's radical, my racket's radical. The marketing really got me there. I remember going to Wimbledon.
How did this boy grow up in Port Glasgow, man? And live?
Oh, no. Just a minute.
By moving to Greenock.
yeah, did actually. Oh yeah. I went to Wimbledon 2009, and I remember I bought a Nadal racket. I bought Aero Pure Drive, Aero. What's it called?
Mate,
Aero.
I'm sorry. You're a marketer's dream, like, or a major event seller's dream. You just go and merchandise everything, man. Just like, I'll buy that, thousands of pounds.
That's what it started, man.
Fucking shite.
What I've got, honestly, right in this room, right, I've got this shirt on, which is Wimbledon. I've got I don't know why I've got 2 tins. I've got 2 tins of balls that were used at Wimbledon. I don't know what else I've got.
You've got the white version of that t-shirt.
Of course I've got the white version, Gary. But what happened?
Hang on, I need Callum here. Do you remember when I first started coaching you, and Ross P was also a coach, and he came back from Wimbledon with 7 of the same trackies, 1 for each day?
Yeah, he came back and he had just bought a replica of trackie, man.
That's what I do, man. You gotta get merch from places you go. You get a hat from where you go.
Love it.
You get trackies. You get a shirt. You get a racket. But I got a racket. And I couldn't fit it in my bag going through back in the plane. So I don't know how it got back. It got back to here somehow. So I had that. Didn't have it for long. I think it went back to Head. And then I think it was Head Radical for a while actually when I had a 2-hander. And then I had got this Wilson. Oh no, I had a deal with Dunlop.
There we go.
So
Dunlop's struggling that badly on tour that you've gone, fuck it, we need to find some random guy that will play with a Dunlop.
Imagine what it's like to buy a racket. You said Ross P's face on it with Dunlops.
The best thing about it,
stencil of the
stencil downhill going, I need to sell Sports Direct.
The best thing about it, they gave me merch as well. They gave me like hoodies and shirts and hats and shit. So I had Dunlop Strixon CX200 for a while. So I had, because it was free. So I thought, and I was plugging it. So I thought I'll need to use that for a while. So it was like a 5 or 6 year period at least where I wasn't actually like looking at a racket for myself. I just had one. So that, I almost got a deal with Prince, and then COVID shut everything down, so I didn't get that. I was going to have a Prince racket. I have no idea what it would be called. And then I had a Wilson, so it looks like a Pro Staff, but it's not a Pro Staff. It's a prototype version of a Pro Staff with a larger head. It's called a Wilson Precision Pro Staff. Precision, which is not my game, but it's version 1.0, and it's discontinued, so I bought it for like 80 quid from somewhere. So I've got a couple of them, but now this week I've fallen in love
Oh,
because Pricey, your racket, has been hoarded out to the club. Basically, everyone's having a go on
doing
it.
the rounds.
So I had a go. I know it's like fucking Bonnie Blue rackets, but I had a go with it. I don't know if I can cut that. I might have to cut that. I might keep it
Nah,
in.
do it.
I
We're all grown-ups.
had a go with it on Monday, and honestly, it was unbelievable. It was so easy to actually. It wasn't easy to hit with, but it was like it wanted to go through the air a lot smoother than my Wilson, which is probably why that was a prototype version I found on basically like some dark tennis web.
I'm so sorry. This is our Australian Open recap. Story so far, and Ross B's taking 10 minutes talking about rackets journeys.
Honestly, 10 minutes. I've been looking at times I need to go to work, and I'm like, he's
Right, Gary, go. Gary, go.
I don't know how to follow that up, but anyway, Prince.
I'm unattached. I'm unattached to rackets at the moment. I'm going to go get it. So.
Plug yourself for a sponsorship, son. At the Prince 03, then I got the club I was at. I had vocal sponsorship, so I got a Boris Becker racket. I funded that guy's criminal activities for a couple of years.
You had James Dixon?
Then
What was that?
I don't really know what was that.
I know. I saw that, Pricey. Don't you worry.
Then I went
For
on to...
listeners only, there was a double-handed hand job getting mined there, by the way, just in case. But you can watch this podcast, so you can see it.
Derailers, Ross P. I can't do another 29 minutes of this.
Then Head Radicals, and then Wilson Burns, Wilson Ultras, and then what did I have last? Pure Drive. No, what's the white one? Pure Strike.
Pure Strike.
But I'm anti-Babolat. I'm not a fan. That's two I've had. I had the Pure Drive years ago, and seeing the kind of corner where the frame is, like handle, and then up onto the actual frame, is snapped twice on me without me smacking it about. So I won't get another Babolat, but I'm using a Head Extreme at the minute and quite like that.
I saw
Very good.
Gary Brown smash a racket and break it.
Oh yeah, that was
super.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah.
Twice.
Gary, very well done. Callum Roberts hit us with it.
Started with a Dunlop, size 23. Started with a Dunlop, size 23. Won the under.
When you were a
18s,
kid, I suppose. Yeah.
No, I won the under 18s with it because Craig Brown told my dad that I didn't need a bigger size racket. Then I went to and then I went to a Prince. Don't know what the Prince was, but it was red and green. Then I jumped from Prince to Radical, which I stayed with for about 10 years. Then decided on a fucking mental day, tough year of my life, and I went with a Wilson Burn. Worst decision of my life. Back to Radical, and then I went to Pure Strike, loved it, and out here Head Speed, maybe the greatest racket of all time in my opinion. See?
That at the end, man.
Could be. Pricey, you played tennis before?
I'll start, a couple of times, man. I'll start 23 in racket because Callum did as well. One day my mum was hungover as fuck, couldn't be asked me anymore, so she sent me to tennis, went into Smith's and bought me a Disney Princess racket, because it was the only one that we had left. And then from there...
That probably suited you as a kid, to be fair.
Described them well till he was about 17.
So first real racket, sort of men's racket was Babolat Aero Pro Drive GT Plus. Then I went to a Head Speed, which lasted about 3 months. I hated it. Then went back to the Aero Pro Drive, but remember when they started doing the lime green instead of the yellow and black? So that was the first year I got that. Then I was with them for a long time, coaching and stuff. Really liked it. Then realised how shit I was at tennis with it. So moved to Wilson Blades. Absolutely loved the Wilson Blades, but everyone else thinks it's like hitting with a plank of wood.
Pricey, can you tell the story quickly about the Wilson Blade and your first match back from...
Oh Christ, I'd been back at sea. I was away for 8 months. I had 3 days of playing tennis, then I get chucked into my first ever match playing with Gary Brown. Hard enough on the soul without having played for 8 months. 2 games in, we switched ends. 1 game in, then switch, went down to the other end of the court, swung at a forehand return, and my racket flew out of my hand and went into someone's garden. And I mean, this is a substantial fence. It's not like a hip height fence. It's a good 12-foot fence. And the racket was gone, and we were on the phone to people, and I'm going, no, the other rackets haven't been strung yet, and I can't use them. I need the racket. And we get pumped 3-loves. But then I went to head Radicals, the MP edition, the Mr. Price edition, and that was the same day I bought those rackets when I was sick in my ex-girlfriend's bed and had to buy a mattress and 2 rackets, and I was about $1.50 down. So, and now I'm looking again at the new Radical. I could see a Babolat return for Callum Price very soon. Embrace the forehand, man.
Boys,
the Babolat is just beautiful.
I actually need to go. Love you.
Yeah.
Leave you. Home
time for everybody. Love you all, listeners. We're going to put a poll out on Instagram. You tell us what rackets you've got just now and what you would ever consider changing to. Love yous and leave you. It's a pack. Please go for it quick.